Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a topic that sounds technical on the surface but actually reveals a lot about global power, military trust, and how alliances really work behind closed doors. When people talk about the F-35, they usually describe it as the most advanced fighter jet ever built. It's stealthy, packed with sensors, and deeply dependent on software. What makes the F-35 unique is that it isn't just an aircraft. It's a flying computer system. Software controls how it flies, how it fights, and how it communicates. Every radar return, every sensor fusion calculation, and every weapons release depends on millions of lines of code. Without software access, the jet is powerful, but not fully sovereign. For most countries that buy the F-35, this software remains tightly controlled by the United States. Updates, modifications, and deep system access are restricted. But Israel is the exception. Israel received a version of the F-35 that no other country has. This exception is not just political. It's technical, strategic, and deeply symbolic. To understand why this matters, we need to understand how the F-35 program normally works. The F-35 is built around a centralized logistics and software ecosystem. Originally called Alice and later replaced by Odin, this system monitors aircraft health and mission data. Every F-35 sends information back to centralized servers controlled by the U.S. This allows predictive maintenance and mission planning. But it also means the U.S. has visibility into how the jet is used. Most customer nations accept this arrangement. They gain access to cutting-edge technology but give up some autonomy. They cannot freely modify mission systems. They cannot rewrite core software. They must wait for US-approved updates. This creates a form of digital dependence. Israel, however, was not comfortable with that. From the beginning, Israel made it clear that full operational independence was non-negotiable. Israel's military doctrine is built around rapid adaptation. Threats evolve quickly in the Middle East. New radar systems appear. New missiles are deployed. New electronic warfare challenges emerge. Waiting months or years for foreign approval to update software is not acceptable in that environment. Israel wanted the ability to change its aircraft as fast as the battlefield changes. This is where the negotiations became intense. The U.S. initially resisted granting full software access. The F-35 software is one of America's most guarded military secrets. Granting access risks leaks, reverse engineering, or unintended technology transfer. But Israel argued from a position of leverage. Israel is one of America's closest military allies. It has a long history of integrating U.S. platforms with its own systems. Israel also has one of the most advanced defense tech industries in the world. Companies like Elbit Systems and Israel Aerospace Industries have decades of experience modifying American aircraft. Israel had already customized F-15s and F-16s in ways no other country had. The argument was simple. Israel didn't want to export U.S. technology. It wanted to survive. Eventually, a compromise was reached. Israel received what is now known as the F-35I Adir. This version looks similar on the outside, but internally it is different in critical ways. Israel was allowed to install its own electronic warfare systems. It was allowed to integrate indigenous weapons. Most importantly, Israel was given access to modify mission software layers. This does not mean Israel can rewrite the entire F-35 operating system from scratch. But it does mean Israel can adapt key functions without asking permission. This level of access is unprecedented. No other F-35 customer has been granted this degree of software sovereignty. Even close allies like the UK and Japan operate under stricter controls. So why did the US agree? The answer lies in trust, strategy, and regional reality. The US maintains a policy of ensuring Israel's qualitative military edge. This policy means Israel must always have a technological advantage over potential adversaries in the region. Granting software access ensures that edge is preserved. There is also the issue of operational secrecy. Israel conducts missions that the US may not want visibility into. Full software control allows Israel to operate without broadcasting sensitive data. This is especially important for covert or preemptive operations. Another factor is deterrence. An Israel that can rapidly adapt its aircraft sends a strong signal to adversaries. It says that countermeasures may not work for long. That uncertainty is a powerful deterrent. But this exception also raises concerns. Some critics worry that granting such access undermines the integrity of the F-35 program. If one country can modify core systems, what stops others from demanding the same? So far, the answer has been clear. No one else has Israel's combination of trust, capability, and strategic necessity. There is also the fear of precedent. Software is the future of warfare. Whoever controls the code controls the battlefield. By granting Israel this access, the US acknowledged that alliances are no longer just about hardware. They are about data, algorithms, and digital autonomy. This shift has implications far beyond the F-35. It changes how future weapons systems may be sold. It forces questions about sovereignty in an age of networked warfare. Israel's case shows that even the most advanced weapons are only as independent as their software allows. It also shows that political relationships can override technical restrictions. For Israel, the F-35 is not just a jet. It is a platform that can evolve with the nation's security needs. Israel has already used the F-35I in combat. Reports suggest it has conducted missions in heavily defended airspace. These operations highlight the value of customized electronic warfare and software flexibility. The jet can be tuned for specific threats. Sensors can be optimized for regional conditions. Electronic countermeasures can be updated quickly. This level of adaptability is exactly what Israel sought. For other countries, the situation is different. They rely on the US for updates. They trust that American priorities align with their own. In most cases, this works. But it also means their aircraft are, in a sense, leased capabilities rather than fully owned ones. This raises an uncomfortable question. In a future conflict where interests diverge, who controls the switch? The F-35 exception forces us to confront this reality. Military power is no longer just about possession. It's about permission. Israel's access represents a rare case where permission was partially relinquished. That decision was not taken lightly. It reflects decades of cooperation, intelligence sharing, and mutual reliance. It also reflects the unique security pressures Israel faces. Surrounded by adversaries, Israel cannot afford delay. Every system must be adaptable in real time. Software access turns the F-35 from a fixed product into a living system. That distinction matters. As warfare becomes more digital, similar debates will arise. Autonomous systems, AI-driven targeting, and cyber-integrated weapons will all raise questions of control. Who owns the code? Who can change it? Who decides how it is used? The F-35 exception is an early answer to these questions. It shows that in extreme cases, sovereignty can outweigh standardization. But it also shows how rare such exceptions are. Most nations will continue to trade autonomy for access. They will accept restrictions in exchange for capability. Israel chose a different path. It insisted on independence, even within an alliance. That insistence reshaped one of the most complex weapons programs in history. In the end, the story of the F-35 exception is not just about Israel. It's about the future of military power. It's about how software defines sovereignty. And it's about how trust, once earned, can unlock doors that remain closed to everyone else. As technology advances, these questions will only become more important. And the F-35I will remain a powerful example of what happens when a nation refuses to fly someone else's code. If you found this explanation useful and want more deep dives like this, make sure to stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.